Hi there, this is Robin Andrews from Recorder Works, and I want to talk a bit about making friends with a tenor recorder. Now, I'm doing this as much for myself as you guys because I've just got this out of storage. I haven't played a tenor recorder for about 5 years, and I thought I'd show you my process of kind of reacquainting myself with it. So first thing I did is I got a cork and stuck it on the back because the old one had fallen off, and the double-sided sticky tape which I've used for this is not very good. It's not very thick. So if you can get the kind of carpet thickness, kind of like squidgy foam double-sided sticky tape, and stick on a cork, if you don't mind defacing your recorder, or you can get a proper, thumb rest designed for this width. But I find these corks are really good, and this is good enough for now, but it's going to shift a bit. And that's really important. The basic idea is if you're using your fingers to finger the correct note, but also to balance the recorder, then it's going to get confusing, isn't it? Because when you move your fingers, you're also going to lose your balance. So it's really good to have that extra support. And that's why I often recommend on smaller recorders or tin whistles that you use your little finger sometimes to balance the instrument. So getting some kind of balance, getting some kind of just familiarity with the weight of it. Okay, and then a tuner. So I've got an app on another phone that shows me tuning. And I just found out noodling around on this recorder that it's playing really sharp. And so I've set the reference tone for A equals, I think, 448. Now, obviously that's not ideal for playing with other people, but in terms of just getting used to the instrument, that's fine. And also it may shift as the instrument, kind of gets used to being played a bit. So 448 is my reference tone, and then I'm checking that my notes are in tune against a tuner. So just long notes, B to A. And you can see there's no wigglage as I change my fingering because I've got this steady position. They're in tune according to my app. And this is a long notes exercise that I showed in a previous video on a descant, where you're just playing a long note, holding it for 4 and then going to the next one below, and then repeating that note and going to the next one below, where you kind of spread the tone down the instrument. And you give yourself the chance to see any kind of issues with your fingering, any kind of balance problems. So it's a slow meditative exercise. So I went for the F there, and it wasn't completely smooth, so I'm going to do that one again. I'm more or less happy with that. Okay, so that note didn't start well. So there's something going on here. It's not very steady, so I'll go back to the F. That's the point of this exercise, really, is to find the glitches. I'm not very happy with my F to E, but I'm going to do one more and then move on. So that's not too bad. The tone is okay at the bottom there. And then I'll come back up. I don't know if it's necessary for this video, but I might as well while I'm here. I notice there the articulation, the note is not starting very well. So I might need to practice on my kind of attack with those articulations. Almost like I need to put a kind of accelerated burst of air behind the tonguing to make sure it kind of catches the note, but not too much that it splits the octave. So I've clearly got a lot of work to do on this instrument because my articulations there, they're kind of creating a slight overtone rather than landing comfortably on the note. But that's what, like I say, the point of this exercise is to iron out those cracks, and make sure your technique is really good. And this is just the beginning. We're just doing that lower notes. I'm using F instead of F sharp, but you could use F sharp. Eventually you want to do the chromatic notes, but there's no point until you've got the steady, what you call them, naturals, with good posture, good balance, good covering of the holes. Find a way of covering the holes that works for your hands, and it may be different for different people. I've chosen this kind of angled, using the pads of my first section of my finger angled, and same again, actually a bit slightly more towards the tip on the bottom hand, and the positioning of the key there. It's quite a thing to take on, playing the tenor recorder, but it's well worth it. It's a fantastic instrument. You can do some really nice harmonies with other sizes of recorder. So there it is, acquainting yourself with a tenor recorder. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.